Yep.
I was going to check my lipstick.
Hello and welcome back to Elle the Law Student. I have here the lovely James and the lovelier Amy. Hi! Today I thought that we could just sort of have a cup of tea or coffee and a chat about university life and sort of reflect on our first year at university, because we've all gone to different universities, done different courses and just have different experiences. James, where do you go to university?
Sheffield, Holland.
And where do you live?
My house.
Amy, where do you go to university?
I go to Leeds Trinity University.
Where do you live?
I live in Leeds.
So James is currently studying
Fashion design.
I'm doing creative writing.
Keeping it real. Like, I literally found out I was going to university on clearing day. I wasn't planning on going at all.
Yeah.
And then we rang and they're like, yeah, we got a place if you want to. So I went there, and then I'm staying at home because I didn't really have time to find a place to live.
There's like 5 unis in the UK that do the course I wanted, so I kind of applied to them all, and they gave me an unconditional, and it sounded good, so I was like, yeah, right. I do really like Leeds. I spent a lot of time with that when I was younger, so I knew the area.
For me in particular, living at home is, I still pay to like live at home, like I'll pay like rent and stuff, but it's cheaper than living in halls. And like, if I add how much I pay to live at home and travel, like transport, it's a no-brainer money-wise.
Obviously I didn't want to be commuting up there every day,
Yeah.
and it's nice to kind of get your bit of independence, and you got a chance to like meet loads of new people, and it's like, it was 125 a week for me, so it wasn't that bad.
Did you ever consider moving further away than Leeds?
Yeah, one of my second choice was Brighton.
Oh wow,
So-
okay.
Bit far.
Big
Bit further.
difference, but Leeds just kind of seeing like a better place so I could stay close to my family, obviously, and
Yeah.
my friends, and still.
And it's nice to have the option
Yeah.
to just be able to hop on
To
the
get on
train
the train,
and
yeah.
come home. Yeah. Because I mean, so Oxford is about 3 hours away on the train for me. There or thereabouts. So it's quite a way, but also if I want to come home one weekend, I can just come home one weekend. And I find that's a really nice balance, because I don't come home all the time. I probably come home once or twice a term, but it means that I have that support if I need it.
This is really good coffee.
It is.
Fashion design is something I've always been like passionate about, and I never got the chance to do it in like school or college. I mean, I could have, but I didn't. And I thought it was something new and interesting that I like to do.
Yeah, I had a similar thing with law, because obviously law wasn't something that I'd ever studied before going to university, and I really liked the fact that I went to university and was studying something completely different.
Yeah.
I found that really refreshing, and I think I needed that change as well. I just found law really interesting.
I mean, pretty much the same, to be honest. Like, I like English before, and I knew that creative writing was something I would enjoy, because I like writing stories, so I was like, why not? For me, it was just really smooth and simple.
Yeah.
The university sent me lots of updates, and obviously UCAS were really helpful and that kind of thing.
That's really good.
Yeah, just kind of smooth sailing, really.
I personally think that the university application process, I was really worried about it. I thought it would be super stressful.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for sort of Oxford, because they interview and there's the law national aptitude test and that sort of thing that I had to sit. But I think that actually UCAS is designed really quite well.
Yeah, once you get it sent off, it's really just kind of
Yeah, and especially once you've like clicked send and it's
gone.
gone to your universities, it's just a bit of a waiting game, which can be frustrating, but it's nice when you hear back from places and you get a bit more settled.
I got my first offer like 2 days after I sent mine off. So.
No way.
Yeah,
that's
it was
amazing.
from Trinity. So
That's so cool.
yeah, I sent off on the 12th and I got an offer on the 15th. For Trinity, I did actually have to go have an interview. It was basically just sat in a room with one of the English professors, and he was just kind of asking like, you know, looking at my UCAS records.
I remember you doing
Yeah.
this now, yeah.
I got postponed a week because of the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just went and he'd asked you, we had a chat about Othello, because it was the book that we were doing, and he talked about A-levels and kind of the things he did, and he was like, do you have any questions? It was just kind of really chill, just a little chat, really.
So mine was a bit different, because there was sort of, it was them trying to see how my brain worked, so, and how I've worked through problems, so they did give me some different scenarios and that sort of thing. But everybody I've spoken to who's had to have an interview has just said that it was a really relaxed experience, and I think that's true. I think the tutors do just want to get the best of you if you have an interview. And then you just phoned up.
Yeah, phoned up, they're like, I got an unconditional still, but I don't think it really counted because it was on the day.
But that's so cool. I think that's something that I never appreciated as well, that even if you haven't applied to UCAS and sort of applied to all your universities straight up, then I still know quite a few people who went to university even though they didn't think they would be, because they just applied through clearing.
Well, we had all our accommodation was on site, and there's shared bathrooms, there's self-catered, there's ensuite. So I kind of looked at, because I knew I wanted an ensuite one because I'm not good at sharing bathrooms. There's 3 different buildings available that I could have got, all for the same price. I kind of looked at where they are, what facilities they had in them, and just kind of picked the one that I felt was best.
Yeah. And then you're also moving into a house next year?
I am, yes, with 3 other girls, which is very exciting, which was just kind of a last minute decision, so there's not really much to be said about that, just kind of let's do it.
Yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Not this year, but the year after, we're definitely planning on moving out. Just 'cause I feel like I enjoy living at home for like the benefits of like the money and stuff, but I feel like as well moving out would be beneficial because it's more independent.
Yeah, I'm so surprised by how much I've learned that's not academic whilst being at uni. Living on my own, I've just learned how to look after myself and so many skills that I wouldn't have if I'd been living at home and that sort of thing. So I feel as though it's almost like a stepping stone to becoming a proper adult.
Definitely.
You go into the laundry room and there's instructions on the wall for how to use everything.
And it's nice as well because you've got all these other people around you that also have no idea what's going on. So it's kind of like a little support group, really.
It is, yeah.
Like, I got sick at uni like a few weeks in, and like everyone in my flat was like, oh, it's okay, we'll help you out, you know. It's nice. You've got like friends around you that also have no idea what's going on.
And as well, I think that's one of the big things, because I remember before I went to university, I was so worried about making friends. It's such a cliche to say it, and people say it all the time, but everybody is in the same boat. I've not found that it kind of gets as cliquey as it does at school and things. I think that I've found it's been a much kind of more friendly, open environment.
It's more enjoyable as well.
Yeah.
It has kind of become like just everybody looking out for each other and nobody really forming smaller groups that can. That was but it was like, it's a lot more open.
This new environment, people from all over like the country are there, and they've got different knowledge of different things, and it's more interesting.
I mean, for me, I just started to enjoy learning when I went to university, basically, because, like, I don't know about for you, but for me, A-levels just wasn't a fun time.
I really like the independence of university. Yeah. Like, I feel as though I'm in control of what I'm learning and that sort of thing, whereas at A-level it was kind of like, even if I already understood something and didn't really want to focus on it anymore, it would still be the case that, we'd have to go over this bit because such and such wasn't here last week.
Mine's got a lot of support when you don't understand something, and like, there's like an entire building on how to write an essay, you know what I mean, where they teach you.
Yeah.
And like, I never got that at A-level, so it's nice to have that kind of support behind you. And also you're learning something that you want to learn about.
Exactly.
Instead of having to fit like those 3 or 4 subjects.
I mean, it's fun to like learn new things with the people you meet. Like, you form like such quick bonds with like people so fast.
Can I just say everything?
Yeah.
I really love university. I love learning. I love everyone that's there. I love the area I'm in. I love the independence. I just love everything.
And I was saying to these 2 earlier as well, like, a year ago, I really doubt that either of them would be sat here like on camera filming a video with me. And through university, I mean, all of us have like grown so much as people and just become far more confident. I never would have set up this YouTube channel a year ago talking about academics and all that sort of thing. And I've now got to the point where I genuinely don't care what other people think of me.
Literally.
I
feel that.
And I've always been somebody who's been so worried about that, and I'm really getting to that point where I'm starting to feel fine if I know that somebody has a negative opinion of me, which is a really nice feeling. Yeah. First of all, I've met so many incredible people, but also I just feel like I've grown so much as a person, which sounds really cheesy, but like I have,
I'd maybe say how relaxed it kind of feels, because Like, obviously it's university, there's a lot of pressure to do well, and, you know, you've got to try your best, and obviously, but it's just like a lot more chill and just kind of getting to know everyone around you and your teachers and calling your teachers by your first name.
Absolutely, that was such a big change.
As I say, it definitely feels like more chill and more relaxed, like everyone's just so much calmer. And they all want to be there.
I was so worried that I would go to university and there'd be so many people around me who were just super competitive academically and would just sort of made me feel terrible if there was ever a moment when I wasn't working. But that's not really been the case. There are obviously some students who work like crazily hard all the time, and that's great for them, but I've really found that I've just become friends with so many people and it's not competitive at all.
I mean, except for like maybe how much it costs to do your washing. Because it's like £4 if you want to wash your clothes. Plus you got to buy your own tablets. That annoys me.
Oh, you see, for me it's only £1.40 for a wash and £1.40 for a dry.
It's £2.50 for a wash, £1.50 for a dry.
Oh,
ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
Absolutely.
Protest.
Honestly. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints.
Yeah.
That and the fact that our university bus keeps breaking down, but that's not like a universal issue.
I think the thing that I really like is that even when there have been issues, there seems to be a definite person that I can go and talk to about that.
Yeah.
So if it's a welfare issue, I can go and speak to the welfare officer. If I have an academic issue, I go straight to my tutor. If there are any financial issues, you can go straight to the sort of finance officers, student support, that sort of thing. There are hardship funds and whatnot. And so even though obviously university is not going to be the easiest thing that you'll ever do in your life, there are people there that appreciate that and are there to support you, which is something that I didn't necessarily feel like I had in school.
Like if you need more time, you don't need to freak out about it, just go and ask for like an extra day. There's no issue. And people understand that not everything can be done there and then.
And they want you there and they want to produce the best results, because like it also reflects well on them, right? Like if they have a class full of students who are happy and as a result achieve better, then that's good for them. Well, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully it might have answered any questions or queries about what university is like, especially if you're heading to university in September or you're sort of starting your application process now. And thought it would be quite nice for us to reflect on what our first year at uni has been like, because for me it's definitely been different to what I expected it to be, but in quite a positive way, I would say. There's definitely been ups and downs, and it's definitely not been smooth sailing all the way, but coming out at the end of it, I definitely view it as a very positive experience.
I also feel like it's a bit silly to think about like going into it thinking it'll be smooth sailing, because you know it's going to always be like ups and downs. But I think it's been better than I thought it would have been.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely enjoyed university more than like A-levels or any other school ever. It's the first time I genuinely enjoy like learning and being in school.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, thank you for watching and we'll see you soon.
Bye. I like being in the middle and the centre of attention.
It's £2.50 for a wash, £1.50 for a dry.
Oh,
ridiculous.